Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm Sara aka Seren, and this time I bring you a slightly different aesthetic, Royalcore. Before we get started, I'd like to show you some shootings I did at Palazzo Clerici, an old manor house that belonged to the Visconti family and was completely modified in the 18th century by Marquis Anton Giorgio Clerici, who made it one of the most sumptuous residences in Milan at the time. This particular room is the Gallery of Tapestry, frescoed on the vault by Giovanni Battista Tiepolo in 1741. Seeing it in person is amazing. I would have spent hours there, but the guy didn't feel the same way. Now that you have immersed yourself in this new aesthetic, I'd say we can go. The post-Bologna Children's Book Fair is as busy as it gets, so I opted for the collage technique. Royalcore is a term referring to a group of aesthetic based on the visual of West European royalty, ranging from Arthurian times to the Belle Epoque period. Royalcore evolves around the refinement and classic Western standards of behavior. Intelligence, morality, skill, and elegance are base qualities that give more meaning to the look. Visually, this aesthetic focuses on castle structure and surrounding grounds. Royal wear consisted of many layers made from high-quality fabrics. Colors were also reserved for royalty, as vibrant colors like purple and gold could only be affordable to those of high status. Royalcore, for the time being, mainly focuses on visual characteristics and context of historical European monarchies. This context is awaiting further extension to include other culturally significant aspects of royalty. In this double page, I decided to use glitter gold watercolor from a palette that I received recently for my birthday. I took the opportunity to test it out and see if it was my cup of tea. This aesthetic also has subcategories. The first is Nightcore. Nightcore is an aesthetic that is based on medieval knights. It is devoting yourself to a cause of goodness and righteousness, in the views of equality and love for people, having a moral code for good and being a protector in a friend group. Princecore is a young male variant of Royalcore and is heavily based on male-loving male relationships. Princesscore is a young female variant of Royalcore that usually involves long dresses. Some can be pastel, gothic, etc., and many also have lace designs, crowns, and beautiful jewelry. This subgenre is more carefree and juvenile. Kingcore is a more mature variant of Princecore, with a more regal aesthetic compared to Princecore. Queencore is a more mature variant of Princesscore, with a more regal aesthetic. It may consist of more adult-like themes, like politics and war, so it's assumed to be more heavy-handed than Princesscore. Inspiration can be drawn from matriarchal figures in hierarchy centers shows and movies, especially those centered around kingdoms. I purposely chose images and colors that tend to be light, because I let the tone of the current season to be evident. I don't think I could ever represent April in a dark academia style. I would probably choose its lighter variant, the Like Academia, but this month and its season for me represent a kind of rebirth, so I would always prefer to include flowers or shapes that evoke nature and richness, rather than dark and serious atmospheres. The note page is the one I probably like the least in terms of final result. Nothing to say about the line art, I could have been more precise, but I think I used too much glittered watercolors. For me, it was a bit too much, but it depends on the effect you want to achieve, of course. In any case, it remains a useful page if, like me, you tend to write a lot of notes here and there and end up with lots of post-its everywhere. If you haven't done it yet, subscribe to my channel to stay updated on all my future bullet journal themed publications. I have completely fallen in love with the division of the weeks by illustrations or, as in this case, small collages. Apart from making the page more colorful and lively, it clearly highlights the passage from one week to the next. And here's the final flip-through of this month's spread. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed this video and I can't wait to see what you think. If you made this far, please click the thumbs up button, subscribe to my channel to keep up to date with future videos, follow me on Instagram on Serenart and leave a comment down below with the crown emoji. Have a nice day and see you in the next video. Bye!